Hey guys, Tony George, Tuesday Update, DocSports.com, home of the free $60 when you click that link in the description below and get over and get yourself hooked up. A little Java this morning with you. Been a couple days since we did a video. We've done a bunch of free ones over the weekend with Scott Spreitzer, but nonetheless, firing back up free college basketball, Big Ten style tonight for you here. Quickly, a little bit of a recap and a look ahead in the NBA. Last couple days, we've been doing a little soul searching and revamping of our college basketball power ratings, which took close to 12 hours yesterday. We had a bad week last week in college basketball. We'd been solid up until then, and we gave some back, and that's unacceptable in my book, especially when you do it for a living. So we spent all day Sunday and yesterday pretty much picking up the pieces and putting them back together a little bit, a little different fashion, some things we noticed, some things we de-emphasized, other things we did emphasize in terms of putting numbers on teams. And the three picks that we have today on the triple header after a total pass on Monday in every sport were the three biggest overlays on the board. Two sides in a total, two games out of the A10, one out of the Big 12. Goes tonight. We'll sweep that card. In the NHL, an epic losing streak. We have taken the back seat the last 2 days, yesterday and today, and we'll see on that. We are making some changes in the NHL midstream here, so I'll leave it at that. But don't lose faith. We'll pick it back up and get moving forward. In the NBA, in the NASCAR, we had Joey Logano over Chase Elliott. Logano gets wrecked out, second place with 3 laps left. You saw the end of that race. That's the problem with and Logano had a car that could win it. And he's a race car driver that can win it. He is really good, really aggressive, and has no fear when it comes to super speedway racing. And we really like that pick. But a big wreck, Ross Chastain took out about half the field, and first car he hit was Joey Logano when he was going for the lead with a few laps left, and Elliott was way back in the pack. But nonetheless, a disappointing, and that happens in super speedway racing. And, of course, our thoughts and prayers are with Ryan Newman, one of the most horrific crashes and worst-case scenarios I have seen, upside down, getting slammed in the driver's side door at 200 miles an hour. A testament to the paramount of safety that NASCAR has with these drivers, because I have a good friend that's a driver, J.J. Yaley, who finished 12th in the Xfinity race, got wrecked out in one of the duels and didn't make the 500, but he did finish 12th in the Xfinity race in the 52 car. But something that always gives me great pause with my friend, with the you don't know how that sport is very dangerous, especially super speedways. Not only almost impossible to get through them without a wreck, but also very tough handicap because of the wrecks that they have. You know, usually it's cars that have no business wrecking, or really many times cars that are not really in contention. And Ross Chastain, went up through the field and came up across the track and smacked Logano. First car he hit right in the driver's side door, and that was it. With 3 laps left, I think Logano would have won the race. It's strong, that Shell 22 car. That's a strong car. Always is in it. But we'll get them back in Vegas this week. Tracks that aren't super speedways like Talladega and Daytona, it's not restrictor plate racing anymore because of fuel injection, but still, those many times you need some luck that your driver does not get tied up in one of these huge wrecks at the end of the race, especially even, and it seems to be up front more than in the middle or the rear of the pack too. Where the good drivers get taken out, running all day up front, and that was a disappointment. Because I thought we had not only a winner, but we had the race won straight up, and I like to start out the season with the pick I have over another driver actually win the race. But Ryan Newman, what a terrible wreck, and word is today, not life-threatening injuries, and hopefully he'll have a full recovery, be back in a race car soon. Good race car driver. Very good race car driver. That being said, let's get to the NBA. Opening lines. Milwaukee minus 12 at Detroit. Totals aren't out yet. Opened up at 12, still at 12. Miami opened up as a 5.5-point road favorite at Atlanta, now down to 4.5. Chicago opened up at 4.5 at home against Charlotte, still at 4.5. Philadelphia opened up at 8 at home against Brooklyn, now at 8.5. Sacramento opened up at 1-point favorite at home against Memphis, now sitting at 2. And Houston opened up as an 8.5-point road favorite at the Golden State Warriors, and now up to 9. No totals are out yet. All those lines are posted at MGM and nowhere else in town yet. So we'll see how that shakes out. Let's get to your free play. Don't forget the free $60 we give you by clicking on the link in the description below. Thumbs up, subscribe, all those good things. Let's talk Big Ten basketball here. Penn State taking on Illinois. You really want to get in front of the freight train that is Penn State right now. 8-0 straight up against the spread their last 8. Illinois dropped 4 in a row. And their best players out. Their guards, 16 points a game, 4 boards and 3 assists a night out of there. You keep wondering about Myron Jones being out for Penn State, which he's questionable than I think he's going to play, which is even more doom for Illinois here. Illinois last game, 57 points at Rutgers in a 15-point road loss. Now they're back-to-back roadie at red-hot Penn State here. If you take a look at the last 5 games, offensively, Penn State has just absolutely been unreal. 79 points a game, their last 5, Illinois 63. But the one thing we're going to look at in this game is the first half line. 6.5 is a ton of points in a game like this. Illinois is very capable. They've done a nice job. But if you take a look at the last 2 games, the first half points, Penn State has scored 42 in each of their last 2 games in the first half. Illinois 32 and 20. I will play the first half line, Penn State minus 3.5 tonight over Illinois. That is a first half line. I think Penn State gets out of the gate early and often. They score a lot of points in the first half of their games. They're red hot offensively, and I don't think Illinois has the horses to keep up with them, especially with their best guard out. We'll take the first half line, 3.5. Take the worry about a back end cover out of it at 6.5 or 7. By the time this thing closes, first half line, Penn State, free pick Tuesday.